Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Thank you for joining us for our medical Qigong practice. My name is Mary Francis, and I am one of Henry Junhua's students. Let's go ahead and open up for our warm-ups. I'm going to try to mirror you. We're opening up to the left. Feet are parallel so that the channels are open evenly in the front of the body and the back of the body. We're going to take a moment to settle into the space. The tip of the tongue is touching the roof of the mouth. The very top of the head is reaching up into the sky, and the tailbone is dropping just a little bit, creating some space within the spine. Breathing in and out through the nose. We're allowing the breath to come in as deeply as possible into the body without forcing the breath. And then bringing the hands into loose fists. We're going to start swaying from side to side, turning at the waist, turning at the hips. If your back or hips are feeling a little stiff this morning, you want to go lightly. You want the movement to be more subtle. Allowing the tissue to gradually open up. As you become more relaxed into the movement, go ahead and place a little more momentum into the swinging of the arms, opening up the shoulders, relaxing the elbows, the wrists, and allowing that lead arm to start traveling up the torso towards the opposing shoulder. Still breathing nice and slow. Relaxing into the movement, allowing the chi and the blood to flow freely. And then bringing that lead arm back down the torso towards the waist. Taking the momentum away, releasing the hands. And then widening the stance, stepping out further with the left. We're opening up the channels in the legs, tapping the inner thigh, and then up at the hip. Transitioning, starting from the hip, coming down the inner aspect of the legs, towards just above the ankle or wherever it's comfortable for you. And then traveling to the lateral aspect of the legs. Guiding yourself back up towards the hips and the glutes. Once you reach the hips and the glutes, sliding that left foot closer to the right, maintaining the hip width, shoulder width distance. And then continuing on up underneath the rib cage. Waking up the low back, waking up the tissues of the low back. Saying hello to the kidney area. Placing the palms at the low back, circling down the sides and up the spine. We're warming up those kidneys. Saying good morning to the kidney chi. And then resting the palms at the low back. Closing the eyes. As you inhale, guiding the breath in the chi to the low back, allowing it to fill up with energy. And exhaling, allowing that energy to flow to wherever it's needed within the body. Inhaling, using the mind's eye to guide the breath in the chi through the nose, down the throat, into the torso, meeting with the palms at the low back. And then exhaling, allowing that energy to flow to wherever it's needed within the body. Taking a few extra breaths at your own pace. Allowing the mind to let go of some of the thoughts that might be percolating up. Giving permission to the mind to just focus on the breath. And allowing the body to relax. When you're ready, gently opening the eyes, letting the arms come back down at the sides and closing, bringing that left foot back to the right. We're working on our Golden 8 series today, 1 through 8, starting out with our lung and large intestine exercise. Reach for happiness, opening up. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. In. And out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Continuing on at your own pace, allowing the breath to guide the speed with which you flow through the movements, either working a little slower or a little faster. Getting ready to close. Closing. Our second exercise, the Archer exercise for the heart and small intestine. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. Coordinating your breath with the movement. Getting ready to close. Closing. Third exercise, between heaven and earth, for the spleen and stomach. Inhaling. And exhaling. In. And out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Allowing yourself to relax into the exercise. Allowing yourself to flow from one movement to the next, one breath to the next. Getting ready to close. Closing. Opening for our fourth exercise, the Sanjiao exercise. Turn and look back. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Allowing the breath to draw forth the movement. And allowing the movement to be an expression of the breath. Getting ready to close. Closing. Opening for the liver gallbladder exercise, twist and release. Inhaling. And exhaling. In. And out. Inhaling. And exhaling. And getting ready to close. Closing. Our sixth exercise, bend for health for the kidney and urinary bladder systems. Opening. Inhaling. Exhaling. In. And out. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. And inhaling back to standing. Continuing on. Trying to stay as relaxed as possible. Enjoying whatever stretch you may feel. Getting ready to close. Closing. Our seventh exercise, the energy punch exercise for the conception vessel or the ring channel. Opening. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling as we draw the energy in. Exhaling as we release. Continuing on. And getting ready to close. Closing. Our 8th exercise for the dew channel, the governing vessel, energy jump. It's in 2 parts. Opening up. Inhaling as we allow ourselves to reach up into the sky. Exhaling as we come back to the earth. Transitioning to part 2. Inhaling as we swing the arms up. Exhaling as we bring them back. Trying not to fall over. Gradually allowing yourself to come back to the center. Feeling the qi and blood flow or any sensations that you might be experiencing. And then closing, bringing that left foot back to the right. Continuing with our closing, keeping the feet together, bringing the palms together, transferring some of that wonderful qi that you've been cultivating over the past half hour to the palms. And then placing the palms at the lower dantian. Typically, men place their left hand first, right hand on top. Women place their right and then their left. We're going to do a simple closing. And close the eyes. Inhaling through the nose, guiding the breath and the qi to the lower dantian, allowing it to fill up with energy. Exhaling, allowing that energy to settle and store so that you may use it throughout the rest of your day. Inhaling, using the mind's eye, the mind intent, to gather all the qi that you've been cultivating into the lower dantian. And as you exhale, you're simply allowing that qi to settle and store so that you may utilize it throughout the rest of your day. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Allowing the mind to relax, the body to relax, and the qi to settle and store. Thank you so very, very much. We aren't quite done yet. If you want to stick around, we're going to spend about 15 minutes working on the facial rejuvenation exercises. We've done that once in our practice class since we transitioned to online. but they're really great exercises in general, but they're also excellent for if you have chronic headaches or if you have sinus issues. If you have to run away, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Otherwise, I'm going to get closer so you can actually see what I'm doing with my face. Okay. So what's cool is that these facial exercises, they work not only on all the muscles and nerves in the face, energetically, they work a lot with the whole body. So a lot of the yin organ systems, their energetic properties, those yin organs flower up into different aspects of the face, which Henry talked about yesterday, and he'll probably talk about again today. All the yang channels of the body either start or end in the face. I think I'm generalizing once again, there's a lot of generalizing, but most of, if not all of the yang channels either start or end in the face and the head. So doing these exercises can be really beneficial to the whole health of the body, as once again, working on the sinuses and headaches that you might have. So what we first do is we rub our hands together, transferring some of the chi to the palms, trying to get them nice and warm. Some days you might not be able to get the warmth, that's okay. We're activating all the channels that go to the hands. And then we're taking the palms and we're going to wash the face 9 times or 18. Traditionally, I think classically it's 18. Sometimes we do 9. Today we'll do 18. And it's simply rubbing the face. So 18 and 9 are going to be our magic numbers for a while during these exercises. So I've done 9 times. I'm going to do 9 more. Once you've done your 18 washing of the face, we're going to then work on the eyes. So you're going to take your thumbs, brace them at the temple. You're not pushing in, you're just bracing. And then you're taking your forefingers and you're brushing above the brow and then underneath the eye, also 18 times. And you can put quite a bit of pressure here if you like. You're not trying to hurt yourself, obviously, but some pressure feels good. Then we're going to take our thumbs, take our forefingers and our middle fingers, place them together, and our thumbs are going to be braced underneath the chin. We're going to brush up and down the entire nose 18 times. Then our number is going to change to 9. We're going to end up doing 3 sets here along the nose. At the bottom of the nose, just lateral to the Ali Nasi. You don't want to cut off your breathing, so don't go right next to the nasal. Come right just out to the side. And then we're going to move up to the middle of the nose and at the very top of the nose. So 9 circles inward and 9 circles outward first. Starting at the very bottom. And in the middle of the nose, 9 circles inward, 9 circles outward. And then at the very top of the nose, or the corner of the eye, lightly, we're not trying to injure ourselves. 9 circles inward, 9 circles outward. And then we're going to imagine where our pupil is, come straight down onto the cheekbone, and then 9 circles inward, 9 circles outward. You may even feel a little divot if you want to kind of examine your face a little bit, drawing your finger along the bone until you hit that divot. That's where we're doing our circles. So 9 circles in, 9 circles out. And then we're going to take all 10 fingers into claws and dredge the channels of the scalp, incorporating the anterior hairline all the way to the posterior hairline, or where that might be in case you have more scalp than hair. So we're going to do this 18 times. Now, it feels really good to use the actual physical contact. If for whatever reason you don't want to create mishap with your hairstyle, you can just trace above. Okay, next, we're going to do what's called beating the drum. So hopefully you can see the back of my head. This area where the skull and the neck meet, the skull and the neck, you're going to place your middle finger at the base of the skull, taking the forefinger, the index finger, and then snapping down to hit right where the skull and the neck meet. And then, I should say first, you're going to place your palms over the ears, creating a really firm seal. Then placing the middle fingers at the skull and then snapping down with the index finger. Now, if done properly, you should hear kind of a drum vibration within the head. We're going to do that 18 times. Next, we're going to take all 5 fingertips of one hand grasping the top of one ear, all 5 fingertips of the other hand grasping the earlobe of the other ear. If you can, keep your head up and down. The tendency is to turn the head. Try to keep it upright and then gently just pull. We're going to do this 9 times. Let's do it 18. Before switching, now we're going to take the very tips of the index fingers, lightly put them into the ear, not very far, and then we're going to simply turn the palms down, turning the thumbs down, and then flicking out. It's called popping the cork, 18 times. Next, we're going to place one finger on the philtrum, the other on the mandibular crease. We're going to circle inward 9 times and then outward 9 times. Now we're going to take the base of the palm, bring it to the junction of the earlobe and the jaw, and we're going to massage the jaw by simply turning the head. So I'm not as much moving the hand. I am a little bit at the end, but it's really turning the jaw from side to side. So if I'm using my right hand, I'm trying to do the mirror thing. If I'm using my right hand, I'm turning my jaw to the left. And we're going to do this 9 times on each side. Try to relax your jaw as you do this. And once you've done 9 times on each side, our magic number is going to change to 12. So we're going to look up and then brush down the throat 12 times total, or 6 times on each side. And then we're going to continue brushing, once again, 12 times total, or 6 times each side, down the breastbone. And then we'd be done, and we'd probably end up closing by placing our palms on the lower dantian. Good. I'm going to go over the exercises one more time, but this time we're going to do the 9 of each instead of 18. So take those palms, rub them together. We're going to wash the face 9 times. Wipe above and below the eye 9 times. Then wipe up and down the nose 9 times. Circles. Underneath the eye, circles. Nine times dredging the scalp. Creating a seal over the ears 9 times. And then working with the ears, that kidney energy. Switch. Popping the cork 9 times. One hand on the philtrum, sorry, one finger on the philtrum, the other on the mandibular crease, circling inward 9 times. And then outward. And then the jaw, turning the jaw from side to side 9 times on each side. Then our number turns to 12, 12 times total, or 6 on each side, brushing down the throat, bringing some of that wonderful energy down into the body, and then continuing on 12 times total, or 6 times each side, down the breastbone, continuing to bring that wonderful energy into the body. And those are our facial rejuvenation exercises. I hope you've enjoyed them. Henry, please take over.
Good morning. Thanks, Mary Frances, for teaching us the facial rejuvenation exercises. I feel younger already. Like nice and bright, and circulation's moving around in my face. My hair's darker for some reason. So these rejuvenation exercises you can do independently as well. You don't have to do these with the golden egg, but ideally you do it with a Qigong beforehand, because then you generate a lot of energy And then you can transfer that to your hands, and then you can work on your face. If you do it directly, you may not have as much energy to work with, and it may not have as much of an impact as if you did a practice beforehand. So keep that in mind. But yes, I mentioned yesterday that you can do these like on a plane. I'm not sure when we're going to get a plane again, but you can get on a train or a car perhaps, and you can do these if you're not driving. Okay, don't do these if you're driving. Some really practical ones that I give to my patients just to do on their own. For example, if they have like sinus issues, if they have allergies, if they have postnasal drip, or the other nose ones, right? So there's like 4 of them, actually like 5 of them. So there's this one, right, where you rub it up and down the side of the nose. And a starter is 9 times, but you can do multiples of 9. So there's no real limit to how many times you can do. But for people that do have sinus issues, allergy issues, things with their nose, I recommend at least 36 times each time you do it. So you would do 36 times of these vigorously, okay? And then you can work on the nose, starting at the bottom. And you can do these like 36 times and then work your way up the nose. So this set is really good for that, really effective. And you can do them throughout the day. So there's no reason you only need to do them once. You can do them when you wake up in the morning. And then again, like over time, you'll notice that things just flow a lot easier right after you do it. So try that on. We'll talk more about these facial rejuvenation because the face is quite a complicated, there's a lot of stuff going on in the face, okay? And so we want to talk a little bit more in detail about each part of it and what each of these different exercises mean. But we've had a long class today already, and we learned a lot of information.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I know that the facial rejuvenation exercises are excellent if you've got allergies and sinus and stuff. What if you have an infection? If you have a sinus infection, is it okay to do the manipulations, or should you stay away until the infection is cleared?
Oh yeah, you can do these even if while you're having a sinus infection. I would encourage you to do it too, because it helps just bring the chi in and helps draw it out. So you do want to do that when you're doing that. Yeah. I mean, unless it's like super painful, so you want to vary your pressure, right? So sometimes you can go a little bit harder. You don't want to bruise yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself, but you can do a firm pressure. But sometimes if it's too sensitive, you want to just go light first. As always, pay attention to your body and what it's telling you and go from there. So tomorrow is Social Sunday. We'll hang out a bit after our practice class. Hope you'll join us for that. So starting tomorrow, we'll do this practice and we'll do a quick version of the facial rejuvenation, so we get some practice in. I know there's a lot of different numbers and counts and different parts of the face. Don't worry, as you practice more, you'll get it, okay? Right now, I don't encourage you to write anything down. I want you to learn it in here and in here first, okay? And then you can take notes later. All right, so thank you very much. We'll close class for today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.